Hey friends, welcome back to another episode of Lunar Talks, where we explore the lunation through astrology, meditation, and mindful living. My name is Adriana, and today we are sitting with the new moon in Cancer, inviting us to reflect on the past, cleanse the emotional experience, and rewrite the narrative. Before we begin, I just want to first and foremost thank everyone who has watched all the previous lunar episodes prior to this. And thank you for trusting me and coming back because through those episodes, I have gone through some major life changes. And I am now in a place where I can really focus on the structure of these episodes. So moving forward from here on out, you can expect meditation, astrology insights, and some mindful living guidance on how to live through the lunation. So, thank you for trusting me and coming back. And for anyone who's new, welcome to Lunar Talks. All right, so let's take a look at the chart of the lunation. Okay, so the new moon is happening on July 14th, 2026 at 5:44 Eastern Time. I have the chart set up to reflect the Eastern Time moment of the chart, and that has a Cancer rising. Let's zoom in on that first house, and you'll see here that the sun and the moon are both at 21 degrees Cancer and 59 minutes. You'll see that to 1 degree away is the rising sign. So the new moon happens just above the horizon line, which in translation, it means that the new moon in Cancer is opening up the door to plant a new seed for the next journey ahead. The moon, the lunation itself, is ruled by the moon. Cancer is ruled by the moon, so this lunation feels quite at home to go inward and dive into our emotional experiences. In addition to the lunation being just after the rising sign of the moment, we have a Mercury retrograde in Cancer that's 2 degrees away from the lunation. So within this sphere of 3 degrees, we have a lot we have a lot of energy working together, fusing together to make this new moon an opportunity to go back in time, rewrite the past from a new emotional experience. A Mercury retrograde in general is a time to go back and reassess, rework, revise, redo. And with it being in the water sign of Cancer, there's an emotional processing, there's an emotional language that we are reworking. And with the new moon just closely conjunct that Mercury process, this new moon is that invitation to go back and rewrite the narrative. The biggest takeaway is that the past can open up a new timeline, and we're going to work on that later on in the episode. This lunation invites us to walk into the past with a healed emotional perspective and narrate our experience from that viewpoint. So the feelings of this lunation is reflective. So, to live through this experience from now until the new moon, and even just like within a few days after the new moon, you're still being supported by that opening, that door opening to the past. What you can do is channel your energy and root it in safety. And in this video, I will guide you at the end through a loving kindness meditation to raise your vibration, your emotional frequency, and ground it to a higher vibration so that you can open that door from a higher perspective. And after you open that door, you begin to rewrite the narrative. You replay a story that's coming up for you lately. But essentially, this lunation is a great time to change your perspective on the past. There's an 8 limb system to yoga. And one of the limbs of yoga is niyamas. And it's a philosophy of how to experience the world from your mental perspective. And one of the components to this is called santosha. And it translates to complete contentment. And that is acceptance. And that is embracing where you are and great gratitude for the experiences that you've had. And I want to touch on Santosha through this lens of the new moon in Cancer. Santosha is when I did yoga teacher training, I was going through some of the most challenging experiences of my life. And it was very difficult to accept some of those challenging experiences. You don't really want to accept the things that you either don't agree with or don't see your perspective. And it's so strong that it's, part of the yoga philosophy of living and experiencing yoga, which translates to union. Union of what? I'll leave that up to you. Um, but in this practice, we're going to concentrate on the past and accept the past for what it is and not build a narrative about how the past has been an obstacle and continues to be an obstacle. We're going to accept the challenges and the detours and everything that has come along with that and accept the present moment for what it is so that we can move forward and free that path forward from dragging this obstacle of the past. All right, so before we begin, I will actually pull a tarot card. I've already shuffled and um, we'll see what pops up. Okay. All right, we have the Seven of Cups. The Seven of Cups is definitely an emotional card. All right. So, with Cancer being a water sign, it is an emotional and sensitive sign. It picks up on energy. And the story is that Cancer is the first water sign, and it didn't learn from anybody in how to defend its emotions or protect itself from emotional suffering. And that is why it is symbolized with the crab with a hard exterior, soft interior. So with the Seven of Cups, I feel like we have a lot of emotions to process that are coming forward. In this lunation, we just wrapped up a year of Jupiter in Cancer. So we've had a really intense emotional year. Um, Wherever it was in our charts, it looks different. But now that Jupiter has left Cancer, we are left kind of high and dry with those emotional experiences. And I think this is a great time to really settle everything through words, through writing, or through speaking, and just kind of place everything where it is. And then comes the acceptance of where everything really is. So, the ritual that I want us to practice today is to make a cup of tea or heat up some water and pour some lemon or lime in it. That way, we are connecting with water through this water sign lunation. And after you make yourself a cup of tea, before you even drink it, I just want you to hold it, bring it to where you can settle in comfortably with the tea placed, somewhere safe where it won't spill on you or on anything, and light a candle. Light a candle because the new moon is when the sky is the darkest. I used to live in upstate New York where there was hardly any traffic lights or street lights, anything like that. There was no artificial lighting on my block. So under a new moon, it was the darkest outside in the sky. And so I think that symbolizing a source of light during this ritual would be a great idea. I currently have a candle lit here to my side. Light a candle to create that source of light for this dark sky. Have your hot cup of water off to the side. And when you're ready, make yourself comfortable because we're going to move into our meditation in a few moments. After the meditation, we'll have a closing affirmation, and that will be a ritual for this lunation. Make yourself comfortable, allowing your body to relax from head to toe. Let your shoulders melt away from your ears and your chin to move away from your neck. Now listen to your breathing.
Listen to the soft energy within the breath as you expand, breathing in, and sink deeper, breathing out. Now take a moment to bring your attention to your heart at the center of your chest. Rest your awareness here for a moment as you continue to listen to the sound of your breathing. Allow yourself to feel open and receptive at the core of your soul. And now say to yourself, I am open to receiving and giving love. Invite yourself now to think of a person you love dearly. Take this image of them in your mind and rest your attention to them, bringing forward the positivity that is promised with them. Take a moment to tap into your heart center, breathing intentionally. After your next exhale, say to the image of this person, I am open to receiving and giving love. Now think of a person who is an acquaintance, a work colleague, or a friendly neighbor. Hold the image of them in your mind and rest that energy within your heart. As you intentionally breathe fully, allow yourself to feel the mantra, I am open to receiving and giving love. Now think of a person whom you are distant with. With grace, take a moment to hold space for this person in your heart. Anchor the love you've been building by using the breath here. Inhale, I am open to receiving. Exhale, and giving love. I am open to receiving and giving love. Now take the love you've built in your heart and hold it up to your mind. Let this love shine to every part of your story, the past, present, and future. Take a deep breath to close your practice and gently open your eyes and return back to the room.
Welcome back. I hope that meditation allows you to root down in safety so that you can reflect positively on the past, so that you can rewrite the story. And before we close off this episode, I want to invite you to say to yourself, I am living the past, present, and future with an open mind and a full heart. So now that you have rooted down emotionally and have opened that door, you can take a journal or your laptop, anything that you can use to get your words, your thoughts into something visual. I want you to think about the circumstance, the story that you're looking to rewrite the narrative for. And from this positive perspective now, how can you start that story? I am living my past, present, and future with an open mind and a full heart. Thank you for letting me be your guide. I'll be back with another Lunar Talks episode in 2 weeks for the full moon in Aquarius, and that's when things start getting real. I do have a tarot sale running for the summer. If you check out on my website, if you check out on my scheduling page and use the code LUCKYJUNE, all one word, You'll get 35% off on the tarot readings. My astrology readings are on super sale for now while I'm getting my certification in traditional astrology. I do have a meditation library. I'm working on it, but if you scroll back a couple of episodes, you'll be able to find a collection of guided meditations. I do have a newsletter that you can sign up for directly on my website, www.mindful-dose.com. If you've enjoyed this episode, I know it's the first of the format, but if you enjoyed it, please consider leaving a review on Spotify, Apple, or even here on YouTube. The upcoming lunation will be a full moon in Aquarius, and I will be back for that episode. In the meantime, I hope you find a little peace of mind in your days. Until next time.